Hi guys, what is up? It is your girl Cadillac. I'm coming in the last few hours of this Mother's Day 2021. Missing my mother like all day long. Missing Marcello as well. And just trying to get through this day as best as possible and be as productive as I can. To get through this day, I kind of got to keep my mind moving, got to keep my hands working on something. So here it is, guys, the continuation of Marcello's trial. This is part 5. Please go back and check out parts 1 through 4 if you haven't already. They explain in detail how all the inconsistencies and everything that happened in Marcello's case. So where I left off, I was showing you this video. It was a part 2 saying that we wish that Marcello just would have took the plea, and why it is, taking a plea is not just if you're guilty and you're just trying to get the easiest route out. It's not like that. Even if you are innocent, you should consider that plea, because there is not really a such thing as a fair trial. And to get a fair trial, you're going to have a lot of connections or a lot of money. So, doesn't sound so fair though, does it? But that's how it is. So let's continue on. Things I did to try to help. I am not just asking for help, I am trying my best to help myself. If I can for a minute, I want to plug this documentary. It's on Amazon Prime. It's called Time. That thing, oh my gosh, I just watched that tonight, and that is an amazing documentary. Cool, beautiful story of the way time and the thought that I had that came to mind. Well, actually, the documentary first is about a woman. She had, I think it was 4 kids, and she fought for 20 years for her husband to come home. He was guilty of his crime, but he was sentenced under old law, which the laws have not been updated in forever upon ever. So they're under old law, and there are some laws that have actually changed, but they rarely go back and fix it for whoever's already sentenced. It's whoever comes along, you just won't get as harsh of a time as the person that came before you, which I'm not understanding that. So but that's how the system is. So that documentary, oh my gosh, you got to check it out. It's called Time, and it's on Amazon Prime. I think I want to review it because that was so beautiful. Whew. It was like a piece of art, like 120 minutes of art, and exactly like explains every emotion I try to explain. I don't know if I convey myself correct all the times, and sometimes I want to relay what I have in my mind, but it doesn't quite, correspond once it comes out. So, yeah, gotta check that out. But things I did to try to help. I am not just asking for help. I tried my best to help myself. So on this slide, it did leave off with the response that we got from his crime defense specialist years later. This was almost 11 years later. To check out the response that he did give us, just go ahead and check the part 4. That's where that response is, what he told me 11 years later after contacting him, after he defended Marcello 11 years later. And then it says, I really don't understand, where's the gun. That was a continuation of the part of things that don't add up. How is Marcello being charged with this gun that does not really exist? It is basically hearsay. So these are the things that we have done over all of these years, this 19 plus years, trying to fight for Marcello's freedom. He filed an appeal. He was given a appeal public defender. He told us that there's nothing he can do and he don't have any money to fight. The most that he did was give us a copy of the transcript. And he really didn't give us the copy of the transcript. He let us borrow the transcript. And I this was my first time driving on a highway. I drove like to a city an hour away from us, Daytona, and I picked up the transcript and he allowed me to take the transcript to the nearest, I think it was Kinko's, copy it. I had to pay for the copies and then I had to return the transcript back to the lawyer. So that was all he did for us. Beyond that, he didn't do anything. He said he has no money to fight anything. He didn't do anything. And once my husband did get that transcript, he ended up losing it because, inside they have law clerks and stuff, and someone had his transcript helping him with his case when, they transfer them at the drop of a dime. Usually they don't know exactly when they're going to be transferred. So somebody had his transcript and it got lost. He filed a habeas corpus saying that the reason he lost was because of ineffective counsel, but he was denied that. Something else he filed, but the prison held up his paperwork and he was not able to get it in time. After you lose trial, it is a quick process. Within that first year, 2 years, almost all of your options have to be done like right away. And the problem is you still don't have any money. And that was our problem. We still didn't have money. An appeal is going to cost more than an initial trial. So if we didn't have the money for the initial trial, where does the money from the appeal for the appeal ever come? And within that year to 2 years. So needless to say, he filed for appeal, was never granted that. I went to the NAACP and the ACLU. NAACP said they don't fight those type of injustices. It's just like civil cases. And also the guy from the ACLU said that at first he would try to see if there's anything that they could do. And then he came back to me and told us that it seems like he did get a bad deal, but it's been too much time and there's nothing that really can be done unless you get his story in the media, which evidently I can't because I have been trying to do so since 2006 and cannot get his story out whatsoever. 2006, that's when I created to try to get my husband's story of being wrongfully convicted and excessively sentenced through a project I call Project Reach the World. Project Reach the World, I can link it in the box, but basically it is all my artwork. I gotten my music. I recorded a song about my husband's case. I I paint hand painted shirts or artwork. I attach that music to the artwork and then I wear extravagant hair pieces that catches people's attention. So once I get their attention, then I present them with the artwork and the music. And hopefully they would look into the story and be interested in helping with the fight. I need a voice louder than mine. I need a platform bigger than mine to get his story out. So my platform over 20 years has grown at a snail's pace, but it has grown, but still not a loud enough voice or big enough platform to get the change that we desire. So the last thing was a couple years ago, I found Miami School of Law and I wrote the whole long story out. I made a PDF as well of all the people I've gotten his story to. I've got it to so many influential people such as Al Sharpton, etc., etc. They were so moved by all the work I had tried to do that they said that they actually want to try to open his case and see if they can help. I finally had a glimmer of hope, but of course, just like everything else, that was snatched away because they said all they need right away, they had to get word from him. It could not come from me that Marchello allows them to open up his case. And when Marchello sent that letter out, the prison kept giving it back to him, saying something was wrong. but he was sending me mail and I would get his letters, but they wouldn't send that authorization out. Finally, he sent it to me and I tried to send it to them and I heard nothing back. I guess they could not take the letter of authorization from me. There is an update about that. Miami School of Law, just maybe a couple months ago, I did reach back out to them to see, whatever happened with that because I never did hear back from them. And I guess that class that wanted to help fight his case must have graduated because they said no, they don't even see anything that any type of paper trail or anything that they were gonna work on his case. So that was a missed opportunity. Just recently, Marcello also applied for clemency, and we are in the works of submitting his case to the Orange County Conviction Integrity Unit. I also started a change.org petition and a GoFundMe for legal representation. We've done so much over these years on his part, my part, and some people they come back and these bogus sentences, they actually give some of the time back. Marcello's sentence is just as it was when the day he was sentenced. Nothing has, except for the part that he did his 10 years minimum mandatory, and after the 10 years, he started getting some game time. But that is it. Okay, the next slide. This is the change.org petition. Help Marcello Jackson get a fair trial. He was wrongfully convicted and overly sentenced. Marcello, this is justice for Marcello Jackson, wrongfully convicted and excessively sentenced in the state of Florida. As you again see, this is the petition banner. It is me in that prison outfit, and then that's a picture over to your right is a picture of Marcello holding his daughter. And then at the bottom, you can see the age progression of him and his daughter, and me as well, over this 20 years raising our daughter together through prison visits. I have had 186 people sign. Yeah, 186. I'm so thankful for I'm sorry, really, 386 people that have signed. I am so grateful for those signatures, but I know to make any impact, it's going to have to be like 3 zeros behind that number before they'll pay attention. 386 they can still ignore. The GoFundMe, help Kita Cadillac free an innocent man, Marcello Jackson, 19 years. And that's age progression at its worst. You see over to the left, that is a one of Marcello's the picture that you find when you look up an incarcerated citizen. That was his picture to the left, like shortly after he went into prison. The right is 19 years later. This is a very recent picture. I'm just going to tell you, he does have vitiligo, so that is what the spots are. But besides the spots that catch your attention right away, you can see the age progression. He looked like a little boy when he went in, and now he is almost a 40-year-old man and still has 21 more years to go. 19 years doing time together. Yes, not just you do time, not just the incarcerated citizen, the spouse does time, and the children do time. The children of the incarcerated person does time as well, and they are the most innocent of everybody, but they do time as well. Okay, so the next few slides are a continuation of that rap. Now I'ma write this letter and seal it up with a kiss. And I'ma pray somehow, some way that this letter brings you some happiness. Because life in there, I know it gotta be a living hell, yeah. So far from the ones who love you, so far away from the ones who care. See, to them, you're just a number, another menace to society. But you're my homie, my lover, my friend, baby. He am my everything. Feels like I'm ripping out my heart and leaving it on the table. That's the feeling that I get when visitation's over and I'm leaving you. But I'ma hold you down. I'ma hold you down. No matter what goes down, I'ma be around to hold you down. I'ma hold you down. I'ma hold you down. No matter what goes down, I'ma be around to hold you down. It's your girl Cadillac. Don't forget to please like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can keep up to date when I'm uploading. I'm trying to upload every chance I can, so please make sure you don't miss them. Spend a lot of time creating all this content. And please don't forget to check out the petition and GoFundMe if you already have. Share it with somebody else. Share it with anybody that you think has that heart for justice, because you do have to have the correct heart for justice. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Share this video so we can keep everything going. Thank you for everyone that has done all of the above. And I could not do this. That's why I haven't been able to do this, because I can't do it alone. Thank you. It's your girl Cadillac. It's your girl Cadillac.